Hello, everyone. This is Clifton Johnson. I'm the founder of the Empower Series. I want to welcome you. Thank you for spending a portion of your life with us today. I'm very excited to introduce our guest to you, but before I do that, I always like to start with gratitude. So I want to not only thank you for spending your time with us, I want to thank our sponsors, AE Media Group, for making us look good on social media and for all that they do for us, as well as Comerica Bank. I want to give a special thanks out to Comerica Bank because we just received this month for Christmas a grant. We were recipient of a $10,000 grant, so I want to give much love and appreciation to Comerica Bank, and it's through the Comerica Bank Charitable Foundation. So they've been longtime supporters of the Empower Series since the very beginning, 2011. They are very serious about their mission of helping individuals and businesses succeed. So thank you, much love, much appreciation. And then also to you for all of your time, your talent, all of the volunteers and people who are doing things behind the scenes, as well as for all of you who've made donations to the Empower Series. For those of you who are not familiar with the Empower Series, you can go to our website at www.empowerseries.com. You can you can click on the RSVP button and see what we have coming up for 2020. And then also you can click on the survey to let us know how we could be more impactful to your life. And also if you want to donate, you can click the button to the left that says donate, because we're always open for additional resources. But today, I have a special guest. Her name is Bridgette Taylor. She's here because I met her early in the morning where it was cold, Victory Park during North Texas Giving Day. And during North Texas Giving Day, I'm sure you guys are aware of it, is where a lot of nonprofits come together, and on that one day of the year, donations are encouraged to be made to your nonprofit of choice. I was there for the first time, and I think you were there for the first time
Yes.
too, right? So, but there was a lot of people there. There's a lot of great nonprofit organizations, and I just felt like I wanted to give every nonprofit organization a platform to let the world know, because all the big ones got a lot of money. We got some money, and we're much appreciative. And so what I wanted to do, I met this lady. Her name, again, is Bridgette Taylor, and she has a nonprofit called Taylor Cares, and it's for MS awareness, multiple sclerosis awareness, right?
Yes.
And it's her nonprofit. She's going to do a lot to talk about that organization, but it really is helping people who are affected with multiple sclerosis really get the resources that they need. And it's not just financial, but there's a lot of support that's needed for the people who are impacted with that disease. And so I told her, that was back in September, we talked about that. But she's been very busy. That's why it's taken so long. But I'm glad she's here. She's going to talk about her nonprofit, talk about her, and you're going to see when you see her energy and her passion, you'll see why I care to have her on the show to share her passion and her nonprofit with you. So without any further ado, Bridgette, thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
Hi, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, it's such a pleasure to be here and to get to tell everybody about Taylor Cares. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. We are advocating so strongly for multiple sclerosis awareness and advocacy, and so it is just a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited.
Yeah, can you tell? I told you, right?
I know. I told him that I was going to get kicked out. It's going to be the first and last time. This girl has a lot of energy. It's a lot.
So here's the thing. I didn't meet her at first. I met her mother, right? Suzanne. So Suzanne,
Yes.
much love, much support. I got your daughter on the podcast.
Yes. Way to go, Ma.
But they were both out there. It was you and your mother. Was there anybody else?
No, just me and my biggest cheerleader.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And there's some pictures, too. If you go to our Facebook page, you'll see some pictures of us together. But you're from Dallas, right?
I am from Dallas. I was born and raised in Dallas and grew up in Mesquite, Texas. Yes.
Okay. Very cool, very cool. And now, how long have you had your nonprofit?
So I've had Taylor Cares going on 5 years now.
5 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Immediately after I was actually diagnosed with the condition, and that was a major reason on why it got started and why I decided to find such an organization, because of the trials and tribulations that my family had to go through.
Well, prior to you being diagnosed and you starting a nonprofit, what did you know about MS?
I didn't know anything. I was at work one day and I totally went numb on my right side of my body. I had straight paralysis. And so I called my boss at the time, my wonderful leader, Rochelle, and I was like, hey, something's going on. I don't know what happened. And that's how it all kind of kicked off. Back in the day, my family were thinking that, hey, my second cousin on this side might have had something similar, but it was early on. And so not a lot of education as far as what was wrong with her. You know, all they knew was something was wrong and she was sent off to get some healing and everything of that nature. But I was the very first one that we know what's going on. This is the condition. This is how Bridgette is affected and how the family is tackling on this disease, really.
Yeah, so I know I did some research, and around 15% of the families of America have either a family member or someone, a relative, that has this disease. And I was first aware of it when I got married in El Paso. My wife's best friend at that time had the disease, and I didn't know about it then. You know, you don't hear about it until somebody close to you has it.
Right.
And it's known to be a rare disease, but it's not rare if you got it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and
like,
it's very hard to diagnose. Right.
Yeah.
It's very hard to diagnose. And there's so many different things that leading up to getting that confirmed diagnosis is like, okay, she might have this, because at first they thought I had sarcoidosis. They thought I was going on so many different other conditions. And then after the spinal tap is when they're like, okay, this is what she has. So yes.
So that's, and so how long of a time period did it take you to find out when you started having this?
So I went through a few issues going on. So first I had paralysis, and then I had Bell's palsy. So it literally looked like I had a stroke. And then on site, as far as after the passing of my father, that's what kind of triggered, because it is an autoimmune disorder. So basically with multiple sclerosis, your body is attacking your central nervous system. And so at first I had paralysis, and then it looked like I had a stroke. And then when the passing of my father, I literally went blind. Like, I could not see. And so all these different things that were leading up to blood tests and MRIs, and then the final spinal tap. So you have to have multiple things that happen that tap into, okay, this is what it is. And that's how I was diagnosed. But it was probably 5-6 months of not really knowing what was going on, and multiple doctor's appointments and referrals and blood tests and drawing blood and MRIs, and, you know, being underneath that MRI machine, you know, it's nerve wracking. You know, I just jumped all the way, like,
Was it your whole body underneath?
Oh, the whole body, yes.
Yeah.
And then they have it hooked up to your neck and to your brain, and so you're literally stuck in this machine, and all you hear are the radiation, dun 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 dun, and it's kind of scary. And I legit felt like some Final Destination, like I would be the one, like it would be
It's
my
gonna go
luck.
off on you, right?
Yeah, something would happen with mine. Bad enough I have this, you know. So things just happen, and after all those tests is when I got the final diagnosis.
Well, first, my condolences for the loss of your father.
Thank you.
I know that's tough.
Yeah.
and that caused, I guess, that stress also has an impact of some of the symptoms coming up.
So you
right?
never know how your body is internalizing stress. And, you know, a lot of people say, oh, I'm good, I'm fine, because mentally we think that we have it all under control.
Can handle it,
Right. Like you're woo-sawing, you are doing your yoga. However, you can do as much as you want. You can eat all the greens and drink all the water you want. But if your body is not internalizing that stress properly, it's going to react.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the reasons why additional things started happening to me, because mentally I was cool. But, you know, I was like a duck underneath the water, drowning with my feet, and that's my body trying to paddle. And that's how everything started happening as well.
So for education purposes,
Yes.
so hence your nonprofit is about awareness.
Yes.
And so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about the origin of this. So certain things were happening to you.
Right.
And stress factors can bring on more symptoms where they finally found this out.
Correct.
Could it have been if you never had those stress factors? Is there a way of, like, what is the origin, or what causes this?
So there is no cause for multiple sclerosis. So there's not, hey, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. So it's just so let me bag up the truck real fast. So what happens is,
Back it on up.
beep, beep. So your body is attacking your central nervous system. So around your spinal cord, you have, so I would like to, let's take this wire, for instance, right? This is your spinal cord. Around here is your myelin sheath, okay? So your body is attacking.
So your myelin sheath is
a protective coating around your
the
central
spinal
nervous
cord.
system.
There you
Yes. So my body, for instance, anybody that has multiple sclerosis, it's getting attacked. So those stress factors.
your immune system?
Your immune system, yeah. Okay. So it's constant attack. And so your nerves are no longer allowed to make a straight pathway. So my brain may not tell my foot, hey, move. Because if my body has already attacked that portion of my spinal cord, then there's going to be a little lesion. So now my nerve has to go around that lesion, which is going to cause a delay. It can cause it to stop. It may not be able to go around that lesion that has that block on there. So when all these different factors, you have to have, let me refer to my notes, right? Because I want to tell you exactly how many.
Well, actually, as you're referring to that, then when your immune system is attacking your spinal cord, protective coat, is there something that causes that? Stress causes that?
You can have stress.
Anything?
Literally just stress, but it can be overnight. And you have to have at least 2 damages to your central nervous system so it can be confirmed. But literally it can be overnight. Like tomorrow, let's take for instance, last December, I was at my nephew's birthday party and I was like, I was having pain out of nowhere, just pain. That Monday I was in the hospital because I could not move.
Your body or
my body? It just happened literally happened overnight.
Wow.
And you never know how your body is internal. I could have been too excited to spend time with my family. You never know how emotions and your nerves are reacting in that motion, and good or bad. I can be overly excited or overly stressed or overly sad, or you have to stay calm, cool, and collected because I don't know how my body's going to react. So I can't just fly off the handle because that can negatively impact me because my body can internalize that stress differently.
And from what your mother was telling me, that's kind of difficult for you, though, right?
Yeah,
to keep it under control.
Yeah, because I'd be so excited. It's a lot. Yeah,
I know.
But yeah, I am very much. I internalize my emotions, and I'm excited a lot. And for me, it is what it is. Like. It's black and white. I'm gonna tell you what I gotta say, and I'm gonna keep it moving. But also, I just love, and I think that's a part of your emotions that you just love, and you're excited about life. And so sometimes that can not be a good thing for me all the time.
Right.
I can't be too excited all the time.
Okay. So back to what you were telling me about. So it's not hereditary.
Nope.
It's just something that happens. It happens to relatively. They say it's rare. But it's also interesting that you find that there's many more people in the northern part of the United States, like around over 100 per 100,000 people have this condition on the northern part. But I'm telling you, on the southern side, though, it's more like around 50 to 60, in the 50 to 60 range.
Yeah,
right?
so what a lot of times people are saying is geographically can affect your symptoms, but it's also about how much sun and vitamin D intake that you're taking. So a lot of times with the different climates and how the radiation you're taking in. So, but that's all as far as like, not radiation is like skin cancer or anything of that nature, but literally how much sunshine and sunlight your body is getting. And some people have it, some people don't.
Okay.
Depending on where you live, really. So.
And because you care so much, when you had this, you thought, well, you have a support system, you have a family, you have some resources, but not everybody is as blessed as you are. Yeah.
So I got diagnosed. We found a plan for medicine that I was going to do, but that medicine at that time was $5,000 a month.
Crazy.
So I had to get that medicine ordered on Friday. Their close of business on Friday, so it can be shipped out on Monday. Because you just get diagnosed. Let's stop it, or let's try to slow it down the progression of it. Let's get you on the medicine, a disease modifying drug, as soon as possible. So I called my mom. It was like 4:50 that Friday. I was like, "Hey, Ma, what we gonna do? I need basically 5,000. I need 5 G's." Yeah. So she was like, "Hey, you take it out of your savings, take it out of your 401, or don't worry, we're going to get it taken care of." So at 4:54, I got a phone call, and they were like, "Hey, Bridgette, you were approved for a program, a care assistance program through the manufacturer of the medicine that you will be on, and your medicine will be taken care of financially. Wow. Don't worry about it." 4:58, I got a different phone call, beeped in, and they said, "Hey, your medicine, we need to verify your address. It's getting shipped." So after I got off the floor, off my knees from thanking God at 5:02, it was probably like a couple hours later, and I was just sitting there like, somebody's in my position. Somebody either cannot go to their savings or their 401 or go to their mom, and they know that their mom's going to be able to get this taken care of for them financially. But more importantly, to know leading up to this, it wasn't just a regular doctor that I was going to. I had to go to different specialists, which is minimum with the best insurance, $50 a pop. And then I was going probably about 2 times a week at least.
You have 5 months of going for different things.
Exactly.
Right?
And so, sitting there thinking of how much money that either I had to take care of, or my mom's like, hey, you just need to go to the doctor. Like, let's get this going. Medicine, having to make sure that, luckily my insurance, I had really good, I had to get the best insurance. So thank God that I did, during enrollment, because I had to get intravenous steroids. And so I didn't want to be at a facility. I wanted to be in the comfort of my own home. And my mom is my caregiver, so she was with me, but I had a nurse and a doctor come to my apartment at the time. And the nurse was just like, we're going to be here all 8 hours? I was like, yeah, I think so, because I want to make sure everything's good, everything. She's like, this is expensive. Just as we were able, you're with somebody for 8 hours, you get to get down to really how much is this costing me, or how much is this costing? Right. And then just playing back all the things that financially we had to take care of. I was like, there are so many individuals that either can't not afford it, obviously, because, we were on a strict budget about this. But even in the aspect of having somebody that's going to be there for them, or having somebody that teach them, hey, this is who we need to call, or this is a different resource, or let me drive you to this place. Let me cook you a meal. Let's see what you can eat. There's so many things that we had to learn as a family. And especially my mom had to learn as my caregiver. Yeah. And then you start thinking about, my mom's taking off of work. How many times to take care of me? How many people have a caregiver that's able to take off of work at the drop of a dime, or even to get their caregiver taken care of? Because a lot of times their caregivers are taking like PTO time, but what if your caregiver is in sales? So how much are they missing out on that day of sales that you're sick? And it's not that I'm going to be sick for a day or two. I'm out for a week. I'm out for 2 weeks, or, God forbid anything gets too crazy and I might be out on short-term disability. How does that look for a family that doesn't have those resources, or even myself? Like what resources do I have in place that I can be prepared if something were to go left? So I know I don't want anybody to be uncomfortable or scared to ask those questions. Like, there's been plenty of times that I've been on the phone crying, or like, I don't know what to do. Like, I literally don't know what to do. And I want them to be able to call Taylor Cares and call me, because not only did I'm going through it. Even now, if something happens, I'm still picking up the phone. I'm getting those questions answered. But there's a lot of people that need those resources. And sometimes you don't want to call the biggest company that because you don't feel like they're going to care as much. They do, but you don't want to feel like a number.
So how do people reach you then, since you brought that up? There's
so many different ways. You can call me directly, 469-608-0404. We are on all social media outlets under Taylor Cares. We have a P.O. box, and we also have a website. But if you search Taylor Cares, look us up on Facebook.
Okay.
And it's going to give us all that's the MS getting excited and like cognitive. I have been to speech therapy. So not only I have gone to speech therapy, which was another experience.
Right.
Shout out to the speech pathologists, because they are very patient humans, very patient. So yes.
Okay. So Facebook, let's do this slower.
Okay.
So Facebook, search Taylor Cares.
Taylor Cares. Yes.
Your website is?
It's under, you can just search Taylor Cares.
And just Google Taylor
Google us.
Cares,
It's going to be up there.
Okay. So your website is not like taylorcares.com or
No, it's under Wix. It's a Wix site.
Wix, okay.
So you will see us there.
So Facebook is probably the easiest one to find you?
Taylor Cares, yes. And then from there, you'll see all of our social media outlets and plugs from there to direct you.
Which is Instagram? You on Instagram?
Instagram, yes. Instagram and Facebook, yes.
And Facebook, no Twitter,
No Twitter yet.
Okay, cool.
There's so many. I don't know if I want to be the next tweet out there yet. We want to slow and steady. It's not about, sometimes it's not about how much you have. It's like quality over quantity.
You're consistent. So you're not on LinkedIn.
No, I'm under LinkedIn only, Bridgette Taylor. But you can follow me there.
Company. Okay, got it. Oops. Okay, cool. So just want to make sure there's a way, and repeat your number again.
469-608-0404. And you can also reach us at Taylor Cares 4, that's the numerical number 4, ms@yahoo.com.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Now, if they call you, you don't pick up, they leave a message. And you'll
Leave
get
a
back with
message, but it's going to go directly to my cell phone so you can hear my voice. There's another representative that's going to talk. I know you'll probably be like, I'm never going to call Taylor Harris again if you have to talk to me, but it's going to be so exciting and it's so helpful. So I just want to help and let somebody know that I'm in your corner. If there's nobody else in your corner, I am there. I'm living this journey and this battle with you. And even if you don't know what to do, let's get a game plan together, you know?
So they're not alone.
You're not alone.
And they can call for any reason, ask questions.
Ask questions, yes.
Financial support.
Yes.
How do they get financial support through you or through other organizations? Like you said, there are people who may not have a family member who can who has a good job where they can pay for things or they may not be able to pay for things. So how do they get the additional financial support?
So initially what we do, we're teaming up with MRI imaging places because for you to get the confirmed diagnosis, you have to have an MRI. Okay. You have to show those lesions on a report. So initially off top, we're continuing our fundraising so that we can expand to additional people so that we can just pay for your MRI. However, if there's any larger funding, what we are doing are connecting you with the right resources because it depends on your DMD or your disease modifying drug of where you need to be sent to or referred to. Because, I'm on Gilenya, but if you're taking another DMD, you don't need to call the Gilenya people for your medicine payments or your copay assistance, or I can need to connect you to the National Society. So it's just that plug of where do we need to send you or what can we take care of? So that's why we're in the process of continued fundraising because we do want a comprehensive package. So not only are we going to be paying for individuals for their MRIs, but the long-term goal, we want to be able to have like a caregiver compensation package so that if you are having to take a close relative out of their 9-to-5 job, okay, what can we do on that back end? Because they might be in cells or there's certain things that we do need to, allocate and kind of give back to you and your family. We definitely want to go long term and getting you connected to a reliable transportation source because when I'm down, I can't drive.
Oh, yeah.
So
we don't want you to drive.
No, you definitely. People barely want me to drive now.
When you're not down.
When I'm not down, I don't need to drive, but I'm good.
Right.
So getting you there, and then also long-term as well. That's why we continue to fundraise so that we can help and assist those who are in need. But teaming you up with a chef so that you can have some healthy food and nutrition in your diet plan.
Do you cook?
No.
Okay, so do you use the chef?
I have.
Your mom, right?
All right. I'm the baby of 5 girls. And so, when I was very excited to learn that when I was hungry, I know who to ask. I knew somebody would take care of me. And there's very few things. The oven, I'm good because I don't use the microwave. That's not good for me. Okay. But then also, I am wanting to continue to fundraise so that I can give people like gift cards to their closest Costco or their closest Walmart because, on the medicine side, you're gonna have to pay for medicine, you're gonna have to pay for gas, but you still have to live. You still need toilet paper. You still need groceries. You still need soap. So making sure that I am going to be able to give everybody a full package of support is my long-term goal.
All right, so let's get this straight then. Yeah. So people who need help.
Yes.
The MRI for just being diagnosed, so medical bills, or at least you have an agreement with the MRI company. Medicine and drugs, so there's different programs that can assist you. Like you had an assistance to not to pay $5,000.
And that was That was 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So it's about $75. The lowest one is about $7,500 a month.
So getting them connected with the right pharmaceutical companies
exactly.
to get on these plans. Now, are there some people who are not on the plans?
Yes, there's some people that are not on the plans.
And they just have to have the money? What if they don't have the money?
Then you will continue to fight this battle without any medicine.
It's crazy. Okay, so drug assistance.
Yes.
Then also you talked about for the care provider, some kind of compensation.
Caregiver compensation package.
Right, and then also transportation, so assistance with transportation, especially for those who are not mobile.
Or or even on the public transportation line. There's some people that cannot get on. DART doesn't go everywhere. DART is very, very large. However, there's some places that some of the people that call us, they have to get an Uber. It's just a little too far out.
Would DART provide for someone who's been diagnosed with MS?
In some instances, they do have partnerships for those. Obviously, ADA is a huge, everybody has to abide by ADA. But there's a lot of different programs in our cities that some of these larger corporations that people just don't know about, and they're great. DART's great. Some of the pharmaceutical companies are great. They have so many different care like copay assistant programs, but people just don't know about it.
So that's one of the things we want to make sure that we're connecting people to resources.
Yeah.
And then the other thing you talked about is just the miscellaneous stuff that's going on. So getting funds to assist you in really helping the people who are diagnosed with MS, as well as the supporting people and the things that they just would get through in life.
Yeah.
And so now, how do people reach you if they want to donate?
You can actually donate online through our website or actually through Facebook as well. But we have any option to. We have Zelle, we have Cash App, we have PayPal as well. We have Square. And then throughout the year, we do different events. Like for 2020, we are going to have a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. So what we're trying to do, we're going to try to raise funds so that we can get at least 7 people MRIs. So
you're going to raise funds. I'm going
to
get rid of the
yes.
T word of try. Right?
We will raise funds. Yes. I mean, we do.
Funds.
Yes, we will raise funds so that we can, the goal is from that tournament to get at least enough funds to sponsor 7 MRIs for people.
Okay. So when is that going to be? Sometime in spring?
Around spring.
Okay, March.
Playing on
time.
March Madness. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes.
And then anything else besides that you have fundraisers throughout the year that you do besides that big event?
That's the biggest event throughout the year. Most of the time it's been word of mouth.
Got it.
We partner with a lot of different organizations. Like we do Belk. We're part of their Charity Day program. So we'll sell tickets through Belk so that we can raise funds, or smaller things like that. Prior years we've been at concession stands with AT&T. So there's little things on the back end. I do need to get better as far as broadcasting and promoting, just because, I understand not everybody's going to care about MS as much as I do.
Right.
So if I know the different avenues, or if I can get some things going so that I can help people, that's what we've been doing. But we are going to do a greater effort in 2020 to make sure everybody knows, because people need help.
And that's what it is. I think there's 2 things that I like what you're doing from an awareness perspective, because there are people who just don't know.
Right.
And then people who are going through the condition who need to know about what you're doing. And then there's a lot of noble causes out there. I mean, there was a lot of nonprofits out there for North Texas Giving Day, right?
Right.
But the more people know about you, if something's going on in their family, or if they're looking for a nonprofit to help, there's a lot of big nonprofits that are probably not having as much challenges as the smaller nonprofits in raising money. So if they want to really help a small nonprofit, that's you, right?
That's me. And the great thing is, it's, I understand, I get what the fundraising is like. And it's not like I'm just creating something and letting the team do it, or like we're out there as a team together. I'm on, I'm coaching from the dirt. I'm in there with my hands, arms roll, like everything is there. It's hands on, But the great thing that I like to pride myself on is it's 100% back to the cause. Yeah. I love everybody's agendas and their efforts to assist, but you really have to think of, there are fees associated with the larger nonprofits. How much is that really going back to the people that need it? And, gratefully, I pride myself in saying that, at this time, 100% goes back to the community. Because I don't, I work full time. And one of the biggest things that people, when they do realize, oh, Bridgette, what's going on? Why do you have your orange band? That's when I get to hear, or I get to tell my story, and they don't know that I do have a nonprofit, because it's not my full-time job. I don't get pay out of this. Right. I'm doing it so that people like me can get help, because it's needed. But yes.
It's all God.
It's all God and get me. I know people, when they find out like all the things that I do, and they're like, and then they find out I have MS.
She can really just say it's all God, because she really doesn't mean makeup.
Oh, thank you, so sweet.
That's a habit.
It is a habit, but yes, when people find out the different things that I'm responsible for, that I'm very grateful that God has allowed me to either lead or be in that position to do. And then they find out, oh, you have MS. Like, yeah, it's all God and good makeup. Because, they look at me, they're like, oh, she's about to die. Like, no, I'm not. We're all kind of dying in a sense every day. But in the end, it is him that keeps me, and will keep many more of us, all of us. Yes.
Okay. Well, again, like I said, I wanted to get you on because, as you can see, the energy, people need to know about you because not enough people know about you, right?
I'm so grateful. Like, you have no idea. Just allowing me to have this platform so that I can, reach one, teach one, and just let everybody know that we're here. And the condition is something that you really will not understand until you hear about it. People are in wheelchairs, or they're going blind, or they're not having paralysis. There's so many different things that we do battle on a daily basis that if you look at me, you wouldn't know that last year I couldn't walk. If you look at me, you wouldn't see that if I took my glasses off, I probably wouldn't be able to see you, because I've had so many bouts of optic neuritis where my nerves, there's so much damage in my nervous system to my eyes, or that I had to go to speech therapy because I couldn't talk. I would look at a picture of a cat and I would say cow, or my brain could not figure out cognitively what picture I was looking at,
So you said something on one of your videos to where it's not coping with this, but you said it's living with it.
It's living with MS.
Right. And it's because coping has a different type of connotation associated with it. Like you're just dealing with it until.
Right.
But I did some work for a nonprofit called the Warren Center for Children, and we're dealing with people with kids and families who had different realms of autism. And it was about it's just helping people reach their best and live their best life no matter what it is. And I just think about a lot of the challenges that we have. We look at them as challenges, but that's another negative connotation.
Right. Like even on my worst day, it's still a great day.
Yeah. Like this could be, and this is not making play of it, but if we look at those things that are typically holding us back, and we say somewhere along those are like your superpowers.
Yeah.
Like you've got a power that allows you to really connect with people who are in need, and you've formed a nonprofit to really help them through their journey, so that they're not just coping with their situation, but they're able to they're able to thrive and live their best life, right? And with your passion, your energy, like you said, people will never know the challenges that you've been through. Right. They just see that, hey, this is a bubbling ball of energy. Only your mom really knows the truth.
Yeah, Mama knows. But your mom knows everything, doesn't she? But yeah, it's always, some days they're not the greatest days. I understand. We're all going to have not a great day, but it's still the best day of your life, even on your worst day. And I remember when I was sick, my team last year, one of my employees was like, my back was killing me. Like it was, those are the little, okay, I think something might be happening. And then I was like, okay, I got to go. My back is killing me. Something's wrong. And then when I returned back to work, they're like, man, she's going to be even more excited. Like, because I was sick, I was having some pain through my MS, and they're like, oh man, because I'm even more excited that, I had pain. In other words,
you were slowing down?
I know,
and
right?
now that you don't have, it tops off, right?
It tops off, because I was even more excited that, I got through it. I was over to get over the pain. I was over to really take a rest for my body. The MS was telling me, hey, Bridgette, something's going on, but to know and realize and be grateful that, I went through this and I'm okay. It's an even better day,
So I'm thinking, what kind of platform, are you going out speaking? Do you speak to organizations and associations?
When those doors open, I would be more than happy to share my journey and the things that I personally have had to deal with, will have to deal with, and even my family, because when people are tackling on and living and thriving with different conditions, it's not just me that's affected. Mm-hmm. It's my mom's that's affected. It's my family that's affected. It's my nieces and nephews that are affected. There's so many different people that are living with MS that don't have the condition, if you think about it,
So tell me a little bit about your life with it. I mean, like you're like, we're seeing this now.
Yes.
And what is it that you feel like we need to know to really be support to people who are living with the condition?
Allow us to rest.
Okay.
You know, you have to listen. We have to listen to our bodies, and I take pride in knowing that everybody knows my bedtime is 9:00, 9:30.
Don't be calling afterwards.
You know, you already know I'm being in bed.
Do you turn your phone off?
No, I don't. It's like, but I do have that little bedtime thing on Apple on the iPhone, so I do get rest. But people are gonna know Bridgette's gonna.
Okay.
I'm asleep. Allowing us to have that rest, but also be very inclusive of us. You know, we might be tired because there are so many days that we are very lethargic. Well, see, MS coming through lethargic about your body is just tired, or we're in pain, or. You know, I may not be able to I'm going to wear my kitten heels. You know, I'm 34 and, you know, if we want to go out or have fun, Bridgette might be in her kitten heels because I'm not going to be able to be standing up all night, or I'm going to go home earlier. But just allowing us to just understanding that we are going to need our rest. Mm-hmm. We want to have fun too, but we have to adhere to certain things in our life that restrict us to not always being where you want us to be, or we might not feel well that day. We might forget something that day, or I might have to eat something, or there's just certain things that just love us where we are.
Okay, so it's through medication.
Yes.
A calm environment.
Calm environment.
Allowing you to rest.
Let me rest.
And what was the other thing I was thinking about while you were talking? So you take medication, right? And that's consistent.
Yes.
Okay, that's always on. Okay.
Yes.
And what was the other thing I was thinking about when you were telling me these things?
Diet and exercise.
Diet. Let's talk about diet.
Yes.
So diet, there are certain foods that you know are not good for you for this condition, or is it just have a healthy diet?
It's just a health. That's just like if.
I can't do McDonald's and.
Well, yeah.
Well,
you know, let's not. You definitely want to just be cautious of, you know, fast food environments,
like
and you know, just you know, you wanted to eat healthy regardless if you have MS or not, you know.
Okay.
But it's just like if you think about it, I can't be unhealthy and then have something wrong with me too, you know. So I want to be mindful of what I'm putting in my body, regardless of what I have going on.
So there aren't types of food that are known to cause problems with people who have MS.
No.
Okay, so just
because I ate horribly. I eat, you know, and
like,
even
truth be known now,
you know, but I did, and that was early on in the condition, and then even when I cycle, because a great organization, Meat Fight, and I was on a very strict. I wouldn't say strict diet, but I was more mindful of what I ate and what I was bringing into my body. And, you know, symptoms did get better. I was feeling healthier, but overall, if I didn't have MS and I had a better diet, I would feel better, anyway, you know, in that nature. But, you know, I still eat my Brahms every day.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's every
so,
day. Don't get between you and your Brahms.
No, right? Me and my ice cream, we...
Got a relationship.
We have a relationship. They know exactly what's going on. Me and Brahms. Shout out to Brahms. Yes.
Okay. And then when it comes to exercise.
Yes.
So exercise, just being healthy.
Being healthy, having muscle memory. You want to go out there and you want to walk. You want to do yoga. You want to just you don't want to be in a position where you're not able to move.
So the exercise can it cause a flare up?
No.
It can't?
I mean, I'm sure. Okay, I'm not a doctor, everybody.
Stress, right?
So.
As long as you're not stressing yourself out.
I mean, you're not stressing yourself out, but like I said, you know, guys, I'm not a doctor. However, through my own personal experience, and that's with anything, if I didn't have MS, it would be healthier for me to work out.
Gotcha.
You know, muscle memory. So, you know, when I would have paralysis, because I've had about 3 different bouts of paralysis. So my right side, and then when I couldn't walk, but my body knew what I was supposed to do. For muscle memory, you know, being able to just get up and try to be active, because that's what my body's used to. I can't go 12 months of not exercising and all of a sudden I'm running a marathon. But if I've been doing that pattern, that consistency of movement, my body might be a little bit easier to get up and move than staying. It's like when the elderly, you know, you don't want them to have bed sores or you want to have them to have motion. Keep moving.
Okay.
And no matter what, that's you have MS or not.
Gotcha.
Keep it moving.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So, I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm excited to be here.
So, what would you like people to know? What is the message you would like people to know, either who are dealing with MS or who may have a family member, or let's say someone who's not dealing with it?
Right.
that your organization is continually putting out there on a regular basis? What do you want? What messages do you want to give to them?
I would tell everybody it's going to be okay.
Got it.
You might have a sucky day. We all have sucky days, but it's not the end. Don't allow one person's diagnosis and their condition and their history with this be yours, because everybody's different, you know, and use this as an opportunity to teach others of what you're dealing with and really allow yourself to learn how strong you are, because you never know how strong you are until you're like, okay, I got to do it.
Right,
you know,
right.
I have to go and be disciplined to go to the speech doctor and go learn about myself. And you're going to cry, you're going to fall, you're going to be in pain, but you're going to be okay.
So help me understand this. This is some of my naivete when it comes to this. Speech therapists.
Yes.
You have to go to a speech therapist now?
I did. I no longer have to go. Ooh, okay. Thank goodness. Because cognitively, I could not get words out. You know, emotionally, mentally, MS can affect any trigger of your normal functions. And I was going through a period where I couldn't talk. Like I could not talk. Even now, I'll still stutter on words, or I'm trying to get it from, I can see it in my head. I know what I want to say, but the word is not getting there. So I literally had to go to speech therapy. And I say it like this because the first 5 sessions were me crying, because I was like, I know what I'm supposed to say. I know what this is, but I can't get it. I don't know what this word is. And
that's just one of the bouts that you have, because you could attack any area.
Any area of your body. Because it's your central nervous system. So that could be me speaking. That could be me moving. That could be me getting myself dressed. That could be me thinking or talking, anything, you know? And in that moment, I couldn't talk. Just couldn't talk.
I can't imagine that. Yeah.
I just did not know. The words were not coming to me. And even now, I'll slow down. You know, people say I got to slow down anyway, but I have to know what word. Like it sometimes takes a moment for me to be like, okay, this is what I want to say.
So again, people see you now,
yes,
and they cannot imagine that you have any condition that will slow you down.
Right.
But you do.
I do.
And so people don't see your routine.
Right.
So I would like you to share with the people, what is your routine that keeps you going?
Okay.
And in that, well, let me answer that one, and then I'll answer my second question. What is the routine that keeps you going?
Really the responsibilities that I have to do, and I know that there's eyes on me, and they're encouraged that I'm encouraged. And so most importantly, you know, I feel very grateful that God keeps me, that I'm kept this far, you know, because, you know, some days are not great, but I'm in a position to be encouraged that I'm up and I'm walking and talking. So what are you going to do with it, Bridgette? What are you going to do today, Bridgette? You know, God allowed me to get up and I'm not in pain today. Mm-hmm. It's a good day. Yeah. How are you going to use this good day? And even on the bad days, okay, Bridgette, let's see how strong you are. How strong are you, Bridgette? I think those are, you know, God giving me little tests of, okay, let me see how strong you are. And so I can show other people how strong we can be dealing with this. So, you know, I do wear very many hats. So my full-time job, I am banking center manager, vice president for Legacy Texas, now Prosperity. So I manage 2 of their banking centers up north. I have the honor of serving at Shoreline City on Sundays as a host. And then I am incoming chair for a local chamber in the southern sector of Dallas. But most importantly, I am founder and president of Taylor Cares. And so to know that I get the opportunity to wear those hats and try to wear them to the best of my ability and have MS, there's no excuse.
Right.
That's motivation. You know what I'm saying?
Because when I'm listening to all that you do, it's like, well, you do all of that?
Or, you know, it's all God and good makeup.
Okay, now I believe the good makeup part.
You see, you got to keep it together. You got to. I look a certain way. I try to look a certain way at all times. Yes, but to know that somebody has to do it, and I'm just so privileged, and I'm so grateful that it's me, that I get the privilege to work hard and do it every day.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me, because one of the things I remember when you're telling me that, as a leader, when you have people who are looking up to you, a lot of times their energy and their passion and their grit is going to be a percentage of yours.
Right.
So if you're at 100%, then the influence might be 85% of the people who you're leading.
Right.
So if you're at 75%, then they're going to be more like at 60%.
Yeah.
So you got to realize that there's an accountability that you have as a leader, but it's still tough, right?
Yeah, there's definitely days where I may not want to have to get up and go in, or, just because my body is aching, or, I've been very adamant as far as not taking the pain medicines. Like, I just don't. I feel like back in the day, our grandparents and our great grandparents didn't have all this medicine and all that.
They got by just fine.
They got by just fine, So, luckily, I have a really great, instead of like BioFreeze or anything, I take, it's called Vim Rollout. I'll give you some. It's really good. But it helps. It's all natural and everything of that nature. But there's days where I'm in pain.
Like your whole body.
Your whole body. It's like, it's an internal, it's kind of like neuropathy. Like, it's like your nerves are like, okay. Or if you said, like, I always pop, now it's going to be a habit. So have you ever felt where you needed to pop your fingers? Mm-hmm. Like, you just feel it's really stuffy. Mm-hmm. Okay. Imagine that times 10 on your whole body. So you know that ache and that pain that your hands feel like, oh, I just need to pop something. Yeah. That's the kind of pain that, if I do feel pain, that's the pain I feel. However, people feel pain on different levels. Mm-hmm. And so it's not like a muscular pain where somebody hits you and you can just take a pain medicine and it's feel better. It's an internal pain for me in my case, where I feel my whole body needs to pop. So
can you just get through that, or does the medicine help you get through that?
Well, there are medicines that are prescribed. I try not to use, but I'll pop. See, even now I'm popping, so I'm gonna stop because you can hear that. But I usually just pop my body and I stretch. Stretching helps me.
I got you.
Just kind of keep everything loose and making it feel like I'm not so stuffed and tight, and that's one of the things, that's probably the biggest thing that I ever have to deal with, and making sure that I do not allow that to negatively impact the things that I'm responsible to do, or the encouragement that I need to show other people. And then I'm tired, but I go to bed.
Got you.
I don't have time. I'll go to bed.
All right. Yeah. So I'm still thinking, so what kind of volunteers do you need help doing? For your organization?
From our organization. So this year, because we want to make such a huge impact, we are going to need volunteers with gathering those corporate donations and creating those fundraisings. Help, our 3-on-3 tournament. I'm going to need somebody with me reaching out and asking people who wants to sign up and play.
So do you use volley.org?
I do use volley.org so that you can see us on there as well. But a lot of times it's just really having that second hand and getting the things created. Let's make that phone call let's get some stuff priced out. Can we call Prime Diagnostics again and see if we can, this cash offer, how many people can we go ahead and get lined up for, anything of that nature? It's just that having just the support of when things are happening, another person's on the line, picking up the phone and directing or calling another assisted living facility, because have been getting people where they need assistance. Okay. Where can they go? So I'm not just going to call the first assisted living program, because they may not be the best option for who's calling me,
So, for example, let's say you have somebody that doesn't have a family member that can take care of them. Mm-hmm. So now they got to find a facility.
Right.
And that person is up to them and whoever their insurance provider is to go through the process of finding a place.
Yeah. So, but if we're able
your volunteers can help. And
then here's the list of people. Let me see what insurance that you have. Or a lot of times, you'll see some people, their benefits have run out.
Okay.
For the month or for the year or whatnot. So what does this number look like financially a month for this person to stay here? So I need people on the back end that's helping me and helping my people answer the phone and making those phone calls.
So if it wasn't for your organization, mm-hmm. aren't there national organizations that provide those kind of resources?
Yeah, and there's tons of great ones too.
Do you tap them into that here in
We
Dallas
do tap them into that. Luckily, I've been very involved with the national organization, especially with their walk. So I've been able to make those connections, and I feel very confident in them being a great resource. But sometimes, especially people the first person I called was not to the national when I was diagnosed because I didn't know what to do.
Right. And then you might tap them into the national, tap them into other resources, right?
To other resources beyond me.
So I'm kind of curious. So if someone is in a situation where they have to find a assisted living and they're not really using your resources, but they're calling a national organization, does the national organization really go out and try to call these other facilities for them? Is that
they'll provide,
just something that's going to be done by yours?
They'll provide them a list of people and resources.
Okay.
But sometimes I may be too tired to call 20 assisted living, and
your
that's when
can help.
Call and like here's all the answers that you have or the questions that you ask. Yeah. Right. Because and a lot of times it's either I'm too tired or I don't know, or I'm tired of getting, if I'm dealing with something, I don't want to keep having the door shut in my face.
Gotcha.
Let the door shut in our face, because not only is that a very humbling experience, and I've had to go through that of, this is where I am, and I just need some help. And I don't need the help because I need that number. I need an answer. My help is I need an answer.
Got you.
Not a number to call. So let us get the door slammed in our face at Taylor Cares, and let me get the answers that you need so you can just make a decision, because you have enough going on in your life living with MS. Trust me. So I don't, because, I don't, and that's it. It can be heartbreaking. When I first got started and I was trying to figure out, okay, where am I going to get $5,000 from? And we'll be able to handle it for a couple months, but month 5, we're at $25,000. And I could not have been in that position for a long time and stay positive. That's, you don't want to keep hearing a no. You just need to hear some yeses or make a decision.
Well, I want you to give your information again, because sometimes people are like watching it at different phases. So how do they get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me. The best avenue, you can call me directly, 469-608-0404. You can reach us if you don't want to talk to us. And sometimes people are not, they don't want to communicate over the phone. You want to just send an email. It's for Taylor Cares, the numeric number 4, ms@yahoo.com. You can reach us on Facebook and all of our social media outlets, or you can also just refer to our website through the Wix site, taylorcares.com.
Okay, and you're going to have a big tournament of 3-on-3
basketball
tournament in the spring.
We're going to have. I wanted to do 3-on-3, and then I started getting some of my colleagues and my friends were like, Bridgette, no. You need 5. You need 6 courts. So it's going to be, because people know that what I want to do. And it's so great that I have that support of knowing that if you help me, I can help this person. And I think that's, we live in community where, we were born in community. The good book says that we're supposed to help and be of service. So I just want to serve the community that I'm also impacted by, along with others when it gets to a bigger cause, hopefully. But my passion right now is multiple sclerosis, and hopefully this tournament, it will shut out, and it will have us be able to raise enough funds to get 7 people their MRI so they can get diagnosed, so they can figure out what's wrong with them.
So how much is that going to cost? How much would it be to have 7 people get their MRIs? What's the dollar?
So $592 an MRI, depending on, so you have so many different MRIs. You can have neck, you can have brain, you can have spine, you can have all 3. You can have with contrast, you can have without contrast. So usually it's going to be at least $592 starting off. But, when my last MRI, my last imaging, I did brain, neck, and spine with and without contrast, and it was about $4,000 billed to my insurance.
Okay, so you want to get 7.
So, there's, but,
right.
we love
what we know.
But we have,
God can do all
things. We can do all things in Christ who gives us strength, but also, financially, Prime Diagnosis is not going to be like, hey, Bridgette, we appreciate your prayers for payment. They need to know that financially that's going to be taken care of. So I may not be able to help somebody with all 5 of their tests in that $5,000 medical MRI imaging bill, but I can help you with a portion of it. Long term, that's the long term goal though. If you need 6 different MRIs, if you need to be underneath that machine for 4 hours, and instead of your insurance, because I was on a payment plan, $500 a month, so that I can get mine done. This was last month.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? And so, but I want to be that resource where people can just come and they're not going to be worried about having to pay that $500 a month, because Taylor Cares has that check for you. Don't worry about that. We have taken care of that bill.
So I believe that there's resources out there.
Yes,
that are available.
There are a
right?
ton, yes.
And you being on the show and you sharing your energy and sharing your message, and I would say people who are watching, if you guys share and get involved, you can use people who have experience in fundraising
Yeah.
and running a tournament. So you need referees.
Yeah, we need
You
referees.
definitely
We
need players,
right? People
If you
that
got
are
some
willing
game,
to.
you still got some game.
Yes.
Bring it.
You have to sign that liability, y'all. Just, we do have insurance. However, we don't want to, we want to help the people. But yeah, we are open. I'm learning. This is my first time finding, being the founder of a nonprofit and running a nonprofit. So I'm no expert.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm open to learn, because I'd rather learn from somebody teaching me than from a mistake, because me making a mistake in this nonprofit negatively impacts the community that I'm trying to serve. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if that means me sitting down for 20, 25 minutes or 2 hours so that you can teach me what I need to not do in the future, or to teach me a better way to fundraise, or to teach me a better way to get this message out, or teach me a better way to market so I can help other people, then that's what I need to do.
Yeah, well, I know that there's resources out there, and there's people who care, right?
Yeah. Well, you were one of them, allowing this platform to be open. Mm-hmm. And I'm just so grateful for that, because you never know who is affected.
Who's listening.
And who's listening.
And
who wants to help.
And the key is this is seen globally, actually.
Right.
So you might have people out there who can actually write you a check and come help you in many different ways. And this is probably going to reach people who are family members who are dealing with people who have MS, and now they know how they can support them now.
Yeah.
Making sure they get their rest, or driving them someplace, or not going and bringing some McDonald's or
let's at least give them a salad. No, it's going to cost an extra $2.79, but just get them that salad. They still get full. They will still get full. Exactly. But you can throw in that ice cream for them every now and then.
Ice cream on a daily basis, right?
I do. I know I'm going to get better.
Yeah, like more ice cream, or what?
Like every other day.
Maybe.
Yes.
But you do a lot. So you got a job. You said you're part of a chamber of commerce?
Yes, okay, the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce. Yay,
oh, okay. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yes.
And then you got your nonprofit, but there was a fourth thing that you mentioned that you do as well. I forgot what that was.
Oh, I serve at church.
There you go, church.
Yes, Shoreline City.
All right, and you get your rest too.
Yes, I rest.
Okay, good.
I'm very particular with my calendar. Mm-hmm. So if you see my calendar, I am very strategic. I have a very plan, because so I cannot commit to everything. Mm-hmm. If you don't want a sick Bridgette, if I'm down, I'm down. Yeah. So I have to be very planning. I try to plan, probably too much of my life, but that's okay.
Do you have pets?
Oh no, but I am dog sitting for Christmas, so we'll see how that goes.
Is that like a test?
We'll see.
Wait, do they know?
Yeah. Billy Ray knows I've never watched a dog. So yes, we'll see what happens. I have a backyard now, so we'll see what happens.
How long is that going to be?
Just 2 days, praise the Lord.
Oh, gosh. 2 days. Were you like their last choice or something?
No, I did offer. I do have a servant heart. I did offer instead of boarding a pet overnight is expensive. So let me,
That is true.
I'm not, yeah.
I mean, that's good. That's just like babysitting for a couple. I mean, babysitting a pet, are they outside pet?
They're inside. So they can be inside. They'll be fine.
Okay,
we'll be fine.
Cool. That's good. we are in the wrapping mode. But again, I keep telling you that I appreciate you coming in. I know how structured and busy you are. And so the fact that you've taken your time to come in and share your message and your energy and what you're doing is I really do appreciate that. And I hope the people who are watching have been taking note and have been reaching out to you, either checking your number or looking at you on Facebook or somewhere to see how they can give, or even more importantly is just sharing this, right?
Yeah, thank you.
That's really important, just sharing this out with a lot of different people. I would encourage you to do more fundraising, though, because what I'm going to do with Volley.org is, well, first off, do you have events listed out there? How are you using Volley.org?
No, so we would just do it as coming up. But
I have an email from one of the people who train how to use it.
Oh, see?
And we need to connect on that because
we do.
I have my events out there, but I don't have other jobs that need to be done by a volunteer. So for you, you might put fundraiser
that on there, right.
or an organizer for a tournament or someone with those type of experiences. So you can put those things out there now. And then someone who has experience and wants to volunteer can actually go ahead and be a part of that program for you.
Thank you.
So
Oh
just
my.
an idea. So volley.org. And if you're out there and you're running a nonprofit and you need some volunteers, you definitely need to get to volley.org. Volley.org, yeah.
Yeah.
VOLY.org. That's it.
Well, no, yes. I'm just so thankful, and just spending this time with you. I'm just beyond grateful for this opportunity and allowing me to be in your space right now and just to pour into me. I'm very appreciative.
Well, here's our goal, right?
Yes.
Our goal with every program that we do, we want to give hope. And that's hope that whatever you dream about, whatever you envision, you can achieve it. And then we want to inspire you to take action. And you're taking a lot of action. But we all have ideas. And we may not have the capacity to act on all of them, but we do want to act on those ideas that are really burning ideas and passion of ours. Education is another thing, so you definitely educated us here.
Thank you.
And then the other thing that's critically important is connecting to other resources, because nothing of significance can ever be done alone. So you have a team at your job that helps you get work done. You have a team at your nonprofit that helps you get work done. You have a team at the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce that helps you get done. You have a team at your church, right? And so running nonprofits, nonprofits are not really owned by individual.
Right.
They're owned by the general public. And so we're called to be stewards of the resources. So with everybody together, we can really achieve all things. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for spending
you
your time
guys.
watching. Yeah.
Thank you.
Connect, Taylor Cares.
Yes.
Empower Series Cares.
Yes.
Get connected with us. So go to our website, www.empowerseries.com. Get engaged. Give us your email ID. Get connected. We're out there on social media as well. We're on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. You're watching us on YouTube now, so if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and share this with someone else. Don't keep it to yourself. The only way they're going to know about Taylor Cares or Empower Series is if you share it with them. So until we meet again, I want you to be empowered and inspired to thrive. So thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you.
That was fun.